Thank you to the sponsor of this video, LEGACYBOX. By 1922, America was stepping fully into the modern age. The nation's population had climbed to 110 million, automobiles were becoming more common, and radio was beginning to change how people received news and entertainment. Around the globe, discoveries, inventions, and political shifts made 1922 a quite eventful year. On January 11th, medicine took a monumental leap when 14-year-old Leonard Thompson became the first person to receive an injection of insulin for type 1 diabetes. Before this, a diabetes diagnosis was almost always fatal. The breakthrough, discovered by Canadian scientists Frederick Banting and Charles Best, would go on to save millions of lives across the world. A week later, on January 19th, the U.S. Geological Survey issued a troubling prediction that America's oil supply would be completely depleted within 20 years. Though that science-based estimate proved to be completely wrong, it did reflect the growing awareness that natural resources were not infinite in a rapid industrializing world. On January 24th, Christian Nelson patented a sweet idea that would become a household favorite: the Eskimo Pie ice cream bar. Combining chocolate and ice cream in a convenient treat on a stick, it became the first mass-marketed ice cream bar in the U.S. On February 4th, Henry Ford made a strategic business move by purchasing the struggling Lincoln Motor Company for $8 million. The acquisition gave Ford a foothold in the luxury automobile market and helped turn Lincoln into a symbol of prestige and craftsmanship for decades to come. A day later, on February 5th, DeWitt and Lila Wallace published the first issue of Reader's Digest. Their compact magazine, filled with short, uplifting stories and condensed articles, quickly became one of the most widely read publications in the world. A scandal began on April 7th, when Secretary of the Interior Albert Fall secretly leased the federal oil reserves at Teapot Dome, Wyoming, to private oil companies. This backroom deal would explode into one of the biggest political scandals in American history, later tainting the Harding administration. A week later, on April 16th, legendary sharpshooter Annie Oakley proved her aim was still unmatched by breaking 100 clay targets in a row, setting a new women's shooting record, and she did it at the age of 62. On May 23rd, a young Kansas City animator named Walt Disney incorporated his first film company, Laugh-O-Gram Films. Though the studio would go bankrupt, the experience gave Disney the foundation for what would later become a global entertainment empire. On May 30th, former President and current Chief Justice William Howard Taft dedicated the Lincoln Memorial on the National Mall in Washington, D.C. Thousands gathered as the massive marble statue of Abraham Lincoln was revealed, symbolizing unity and freedom in a changing America. History was made on June 14th, when President Harding became the first U.S. president to address a nation over the radio. The new medium connected citizens across the country in real time, ushering in a new era of political communication. Then on June 24th, the American Professional Football Association officially changed its name to the National Football League, the NFL. The move marked the beginning of what would become one of the most popular sports organizations in the world. Just days later, on June 27th, the American Library Association awarded the very first Newbery Medal for Excellence in Children's Literature. The inaugural winner was The Story of Mankind by Hendrik Willem van Loon, and the award helped elevate the importance of children's books in American culture. On July 2nd, 18-year-old Ralph Samuelson made history on Lake Pepin in Minnesota by becoming the first person to successfully water ski. Using boards of his own design and a clothesline as a tow rope, Samuelson launched a sport that would soon become a summer pastime across America. On August 2nd, Alexander Graham Bell, the inventor of the telephone, passed away at the age of 75. To honor him, every telephone in North America reportedly went silent for 1 full minute during his funeral. Retail history was made on October 14th, when the first Tom McCann shoe store opened its doors on 3rd Avenue in New York City. The affordable, stylish footwear brand would go on to expand nationwide. One of archaeology's greatest discoveries occurred on November 4th, when British archaeologist Howard Carter uncovered a step leading to the sealed tomb of King Tutankhamun in Egypt's Valley of the Kings. Later that month, on November 26th, Carter broke through the final seal and found the tomb almost completely intact, sparking worldwide fascination with ancient Egypt. On December 10th, the Canton Bulldogs defeated the Toledo Maroons 19-0 to become the first official champions of the newly renamed National Football League. The Bulldogs finished the season undefeated, dominating their opponents and helping legitimize professional football in America. Just 3 days later, on December 13th, Brooklyn Dodgers owner Charles Ebbets proposed that players wear numbers on their sleeves or caps to make them easier to identify during games, a simple but revolutionary idea that changed sports forever. Finally, on December 30th, history shifted on a global scale when the creation of the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, the USSR, was formally proclaimed in Moscow. The new union brought together Russia, Ukraine, Belarus, and the Transcaucasian republics under one flag, marking the birth of a communist superpower that would go on to shape the rest of the century. Recollection Road loves to recommend LEGACYBOX because we both believe in preserving the past. If you have a cluttered closet with cherished home videos and photos that rarely see the light of day, then you need to visit LEGACYBOX.com/recollection. These irreplaceable heirlooms are rapidly fading away, and they deserve to be digitized and shared with family and friends. And right now, LEGACYBOX is offering you $9 tape transfers. The process is simple. Send in your LEGACYBOX filled with old VHS tapes, camcorder tapes, and pictures. Their team will professionally digitize everything by hand, right here in the USA. You'll get the originals returned to you, along with organized digital copies. I love LEGACYBOX because it makes all my favorite memories available anytime. I can post them on social media or pull up a slideshow on my TV, which keeps special family moments alive. Visit LEGACYBOX.com/recollection to shop their $9 tape sale. That's LEGACYBOX.com/recollection to unlock this incredible offer. Let me know in the comments if I missed anything, and make sure to check the description of this video for links to pick up a t-shirt and sign up for the newsletter. Also, don't forget to visit our friends at Horn & Hardart to save 10% on your next order. Visit hornandhardart.com/recollection. Thank you to our loyal Patreon supporters listed here. Visit patreon.com/recollectionroad to join the club.